And how do you know the defendant, Miss Suzanne Mericle?
Dr. Miracle is my mother.
I want to talk to you about 4238 Bay Ridge Drive, okay? Do you know the residence that I'm talking about?
I do.
Okay. Did you ever have an opportunity or an occasion to actually live there?
I did.
Okay. And we're going to get into it a little bit later, but approximately how long did you live there?
Roughly like 3 weeks or so. Just 3 or 4 weeks, depending on time.
Okay. And that would have been when?
That would have been moving in on January 2nd, technically, and then moving out sometime in late January. I don't know the specific date I left.
Of what year?
Of 2025. Last year.
2025. Okay. So last January.
Right.
Okay. I'm going to show you some pictures. If you'll just look at these, and then when you're done looking at them, let me ask you some questions, okay?
Okay.
Do you recognize what's depicted in those pictures?
Yes, it's the kitchen entrance area, pantry area.
Okay, of
4238 Bay Ridge.
And do these pictures accurately and truly reflect the way the kitchen area and pantry area appeared at 4238 Bay Ridge Drive?
Yes.
Judge, move to tender defendant's exhibit 82, 83, 84.
No objection.
If I could have that.
Admitted.
Hello, please. Can you just describe for the jury what we're looking at here in defendant's 82?
Sure. So on the right side is the front door to the home, and then as you pan to the left, stairway that goes down to the basement level. Staircase obviously goes up to the top floor. Then you have the fridge to the left of the stairs, and then where the microwave is, there's a pantry area back there with other cabinets.
Okay, so if we're looking like through sort of that archway and you see a microwave,
Right.
okay, that's
the pantry.
where's the pointer? This is what you're talking about, pantry area?
Yes.
And in defendant's 83, what do we see here?
To see more of the kitchen area, the fridge would be more to the right, but then you can just see more clearly the pantry, and then that door and the pantry room leads to the garage, but just more of the kitchen.
So this door leads where?
To the garage.
Okay. And then through this archway, where would we be going into?
Into the pantry.
Judge, can we go computer?
I'm going to play you a portion of a body cam, okay? Just watch it. Will you make sure it's mute? I would just go all the way down, just to be safe. We're going to play from 7:57 of this body cam till about 8:12 of the body cam, so just a 15-second snippet. If you'll pay attention, and then I'm going to have some questions, okay? Okay. And Judge, just for purposes of the record, this is a body cam video from, I think, is it Sergeant, Lieutenant Feraldo? We had previously discussed this with the state, and they didn't have any objection to us putting this body cam into this witness without sort of the normal procedures that we would have done with Lieutenant Feraldo. So again, that was about 7:57 to 8:12 of his body cam. Do you recognize the room depicted in this body cam?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And that room
That's
is?
the pantry.
Okay. In that body cam, did you notice any keys laying on top of any of the counters?
I did not pick up on any keys in the video.
Okay. Judge, at this time, we move to tender Defendant's 87, which is Lieutenant Feraldo's body cam video.
No objection, Judge.
Admitted.
I'm going to approach with some more pictures. Again, same process. Take a look. Let me know when you're done. Do these appear to be still shots from that body cam that we just watched?
Sorry?
Do they appear to be still shots or screenshots?
They do.
of the
Yes.
body? Judge, at this time, I would move to admit defendants 76, 77, 78, 79, 80, and 81.
No objection, Judge.
Admitted.
And if I could get the Elmo again, Judge? Going to show you and go over with you what's been labeled Defendant's Exhibit 78, okay? On that countertop, in the pantry, do you see any sets of keys anywhere?
I don't think I see any keys in this photo.
And again, in Defendant's Exhibit 80, a slightly different angle, same question. In that pantry, on the countertop, do you see any sets of keys visible?
I don't see any keys in this photo.
I want to talk to you a little bit about the neighborhood of 4238 Bay Ridge Drive, Okay. Judge, again, at this time, I'd move to admit or tender Defendant's Exhibit 86, which I believe the court's authorized to take judicial notice of. It's a Google map printout just showing travel route from 4238 Bay Ridge Drive to Clarks Bridge Road, which is the nearest main intersection. So we move to admit that.
No objection.
Okay, so I'll accept it into evidence, that's fine. And then, do you need anything else from me?
Not at this moment.
Okay.
Take a look at this. Now, when you were living at 4238 Bay Ridge Drive, what were you doing there?
Well, living there, but working remotely.
What was your daily sort of day-to-day routine?
Get up 6 or so, and then work till about 7, and then just make dinner. And pretty boring.
And then would you stay there Monday through Friday, Monday through Saturday, Sunday to Sunday?
Yeah, usually Thursdays I would drive down to Atlanta and see my friends from college. I still live in Atlanta.
Okay.
And come back late Sunday night or something.
Okay. So we drive to and from house to Atlanta, other places, and back and forth, right?
Yeah.
Okay. The map that I showed you, does that fairly and accurately depict the route that you would take to get to the lake house if you were turning off of Clarks Bridge Road?
Yes, it does.
Okay. I do the permission to publish this.
Yes.
This road right here, which road is this?
Clarks Bridge? Clarks Bridge, is that what it says? I'm bad at remembering names of roads, but
Can you see it on there?
Clarks Bridge?
Yep.
Clark something.
Okay. And then do you remember the name of the road that you would turn off of to get to the lake house neighborhood?
Yeah, I guess I'll double check myself, but C. Rogers, I think it is.
And that's sort of this main road right there, right?
Right, it's the main road off of that. It takes you to the lake house.
Does it dead end into the neighborhood of 4238 Bay Ridge?
It does, yes.
So is 4238 Bay Ridge Drive, this little piece of road right here.
Yes, it's near where your pin is, yeah.
Did you ever have opportunity to travel this route at night?
Multiple times, like, yeah, before work or after work.
When it was dark out?
It was dark out, yeah.
Yeah. And inside the neighborhood, let me talk to you a little bit about this. Inside the neighborhood, how many houses are there?
I'd say roughly 9 homes, 8 homes, I'm not entirely sure.
Starting from when you turn onto Bay Ridge Drive?
When you turn on, I think there's 1 or 2 houses to the right of the 4238 Bay Ridge.
So up this way?
No, when you turn onto Bay Ridge Drive, there's like 2 homes before 4238 on the right, and then a couple after that.
And then when we get down to 4238 Bay Ridge, is there a house, if you're looking at the house, is there a house to the right?
There's a house to the right.
House across the street?
Yes.
And then are there any houses, if you're facing the house, to the left of the house?
Facing the house, I think there's 2 homes to the left of it, not including the one that's directly across from it.
For the period of time that you were living there, did you ever see anybody occupying the house across the street?
I never saw anybody in that house.
Right. Did you ever see any cars going into that house?
No.
The time that you're living there, which again is January 2025, did you have any interactions with any neighbors?
No interactions, just saw the neighbor that lived to the right maybe less than a handful of times, a couple of times.
Okay. And again, were you working from home?
I was working from home, yeah.
So the majority of the time that you're in Hall County, would it be fair to say was spent at 4238 Bay Ridge Drive?
Yes,
Okay. And the only neighbors that you ever saw were from the house to the right if you're facing the house?
correct.
So never saw any of the people that occupied houses to the left?
I do recall like seeing a couple cars after like a week or two there, and I didn't even know there was a house there, but I never would see them often.
No, and no interactions with them?
No interactions with them, no.
Not even a wave?
I don't think so, no.
Now, prior to coming to court today, did you have the opportunity to review a video?
I did.
Okay. And what did that video depict?
The video depicted just Bay Ridge Drive and C. Rogers Road, or Drive, I'm not sure, but just at nighttime.
At nighttime,
Right,
when it was dark out?
when it was dark out.
Okay. Did that video truly and accurately capture and depict what it would look like to travel from 4238 Bay Ridge Drive all the way up to C. Rogers Road and then on to C. Rogers Road?
Yes, it would show the exact street at nighttime, so,
During night when it's dark outside?
right.
And Judge, at this time, we would move to tender Defendant's Exhibit 85, which is the video that we're talking about right now.
No objection.
Admitted,
Permission to publish that.
yes.
I'll pause for just a moment here, just to talk about. So this portion that we've just seen, which road is this?
Bay Ridge Drive.
Okay. And then Bay Ridge Drive is what, again, leads to C. Rogers, which is the only street out of the neighborhood.
Right.
And at the point that the video ends, is that still C. Rogers Road?
It would still be C. Rogers Road.
Okay.
Yes.
And does C. Rogers Road continue on to look like that until you get to the intersection?
Yes, and leaving it and then go uphill from there. But yeah, same thing.
I want to talk to you about the first time you ever went to 4238 Bay Ridge Drive, okay? Do you remember when that was?
That was Christmas Eve of 2024.
I think we could guess what the purpose was, but could you tell the jury a little bit more about why you went there?
Sure, it was for us all to celebrate Christmas together.
And who is we?
It was myself, my sister, brother, both of their partners, I guess the sister-in-law and sister's boyfriend, and then my mom and David.
You're one of three siblings?
One of three siblings.
Okay. Are you the oldest?
I'm the middle child.
Okay. Who's the oldest?
Mills is the oldest.
Okay. So was Mills's wife there?
Mills's wife was there,
Okay. And then you're the middle child,
the middle child.
and then who's the youngest?
And Mary Madden is the youngest.
Mary Madden. And her boyfriend was there.
Her boyfriend was there.
Okay. And then your mom
My mom,
and Mr. Barron.
right.
Okay. And this is the first time that you've ever been?
First time I've ever been to
this
that house.
Okay. What, if anything, stood out to you as odd or out of the ordinary during that trip?
So a couple of things stood out that were odd. My mom was kind of in like a more reserved, almost like submissive personality or way of acting, and that's like really different than as I've known her to act. And then, I mean, there were several things. And then also night one, so usually Christmas time or really any holiday or when we're all together, we love to play games, board games. And we like everybody to get involved. And David was not able to play really, couldn't really like even speak at a certain point of Christmas Eve because he had drank so much and was like almost falling asleep, it seemed. But it was really early in the night. So that was kind of just like immediately really weird.
Is this the first time that all of your mom's kids, children, you, your brother, and your sister have been together to spend time with her and Mr. Barron?
That was the first time all of us were together.
What else seemed off or out of the ordinary to you?
Yeah, I mean, just overall, how my mom was acting was weird. And
What do you mean by that?
for example, like there was, before we played board games, David, Mr. Barron, he wanted some ice cream. My mom said, sure, I'll get some as well. And it was almost like him like telling her to finish all of it. It was not just like, it was like a lot of ice cream for someone to be served that. And also my mom had like a lot of gastrointestinal issues the past like couple years and probably should not have been doing that. And it was almost like he was, I don't know, telling her to like finish all this ice cream. And that was prior to him becoming like almost nonverbal. That kind of started out the weekend, just a really weird state for me. So.
Okay. And how long did you end up spending at 4238 Bay Ridge Drive this trip?
So I left the day after Christmas on the 26th.
On the 26th, okay. And then when did you next return?
So I came back on January 2nd. I spent New Year's in Atlanta and then came back to the lake house on the 2nd.
And the purpose for coming back to the lake house on the 2nd was what?
So they had said, you know, I could work remotely there and live in the basement bedroom. And so I said, sure, sounds great. So that was my like move-in date, if you will.
Okay. When you returned to 4238 Bay Ridge Drive on January 2nd of, was it 2025?
2025.
Was anybody there at the lake house?
No, it was just me.
Okay. Do you know where your mom and Mr. Barron were?
I knew they were on St. Simon's for New Year's because they had both told me that. So we had talked about plans and whatnot.
I want to talk to you a little bit about your mom's hearing ability, okay? Can you tell the jury how long your mom has had difficulties with her hearing?
Sure. So as long as I can remember, she's always had trouble hearing. Like we would pick restaurants that were, you know, more, I guess, quieter than others. Otherwise, I knew she would not be able to hear us, or we'd be able to like have a real conversation. And so, yeah, I mean, and then she got her implant in, which I know helps. And she had another hearing aid that she would supplement with the implant, but has had really bad hearing issues for as long as I can recall.
Let me talk to you a little bit. So what efforts would you have to undertake to make sure she could either hear you exactly, certainly, you know, make sure that she was understanding precisely what you were saying?
Sure. So, I mean, even like in the car with her, like, it can't be like a ton of extra music or like loud music because you wouldn't be able to talk to her. And then in restaurants, we walk in, ask for like a table, and there's like loud music, and it's like, we're trying to catch up or actually have a chat. Like, that would not be possible. Or it would just not be a fruitful conversation.
I'm going to show you a couple of documents, and then you let me know if they look familiar to you, okay?
Yes, they do.
Okay. What's depicted in these documents?
These are texts between myself and my mom.
Okay. And are these true and accurate copies of the text message conversation you had with your mom starting on March 7th?
They are.
Judge, at this time, I move that tender admit defendant's exhibit 74.
No objection.
That's collectively 74
Yes, this is all 74.
admitted.
And if I could, thank you, Judge. Who's in the blue? Is that you or your mom?
That's me in the blue.
Okay. So you reach out to her just with a sup madre.
That's me, yes.
And let her know at Cole's B-Day party.
Yep, that's still me. Yep.
And can you see what time it is that you're letting her know that you're at Cole's
It
B-Day
says
party?
8:46 p.m.
And then you get a response from her at what time?
8:48.
And Cole question mark, give Ash.
Yeah, she meant to say 5 ash there, but I knew what she meant, I think.
But does that later get clarified?
That later gets clarified, yes. So, yeah. So there's clarification.
Because she's asking you, at what time is she asking you whose birthday?
That says 10:10 p.m.
And then it looks like she shares with you or sends you some sort of Facebook link.
Yes, but I don't recall what the link was.
And you remember the time that she sent that Facebook link to you?
I do remember getting it. Obviously, it says 11 p.m. there, 11:01 p.m.
11:01 p.m. And then you don't respond to her after the 11:01 p.m. text until the next day,
Right.
March 8th. And you tell her, mother, no, my friend Cole, I went to his wedding in Mexico.
Right.
The ATL Foodies people.
Yeah, the ATL Foods people, but yeah.
And what time was that message at?
7:25 a.m.
When you text your mom, would it be unusual to not get a response for hours on end?
It would be pretty unusual.
Is that why you send a text at 2:46 just with mother question mark on March 8th, 2025?
It is, because that morning I had gone to play pickleball and then came back and hadn't heard from her yet. So I sent that after lunch.
All right, thank you. Those are all my questions.
Hey, McClain. I just have a few questions. I just wanted to put back up some of the defense exhibits. So this is, we'll do defense 78. Let's see if I get this right. Nope. There we go. So this is defense 78. I'm going to zoom out so you can see it a little bit better. So this was the pantry, correct?
Correct.
And there are like drawers here, correct?
There are.
And then, this isn't a great view, but this is defense 79. There's also like cabinets and then some drawers over here, correct?
There are cabinets over there, yeah.
Are you familiar if someone says like, I have a junk drawer in my house?
I'm familiar.
So just kind of like a drawer where you just throw all the stuff you don't really know what to do with and you put it in a drawer?
Sure.
Correct.
Sure.
Do you know what was in any of these drawers?
I can't recall what were in the drawers on the left.
And these?
I can't recall what were in those drawers, no.
How about like the cabinets and stuff over here? Do you know what was in those?
Yes, I do.
What was in those?
There's a Swiffer jet in there,
Okay.
Swiffer jet fluid. There's a lot of cleaning supplies.
And then like defense is 77. You get just like a little bit better. There's like the drawers up here and then there's also like cabinets down there, right?
Right. I think those are just cabinets, yeah.
Yeah. And you have no idea what's in any of those drawers, correct?
I can't recall what's in them.
Okay. Did you know, you mentioned the Christmas party that you were all at. Sorry, microphone, give me 1 sec. You mentioned the Christmas party that you were all at. Were you, I honestly just, I don't know if you mentioned it, so I apologize if you did. Were you already living in the house at that point?
I was not living at the house at that point.
When did you move in?
I moved in on, I guess you could say, January 2nd,
So right after the new year?
right after the new year, yeah.
So you were there for Christmas Eve was when the Christmas party was, and then I think you said you left the day after Christmas and then moved in on the 2nd.
Correct.
Did your mom tell you about the Christmas basket she got from the neighbors next door on the 28th?
I did remember seeing a basket, but I don't remember really much about it.
Did she tell you about how there was a nice note in it that gave them their names and welcome to the neighborhood and their address?
There was a basket, but I never talked to my mom about the basket.
Okay. And I want to show you, when you were living at the lake house, you were unemployed, correct?
I was employed like maybe days before the move-in or days right after the move-in.
Well,
But,
David
yeah.
was helping you find a job, was he not?
I would not say he was helping me find a job, no.
No?
That's not accurate.
I'm going to show you what's been marked. What are we at, Naz?
I believe we're at 270.
I'll double. Are you sure? Are you sure? 270?
I believe we're
Okay.
Oh, wait. That's 270, 275, I believe 276.
I'm going to show you states 276. Do you recognize this text exchange?
I do recognize this exchange.
Is this a text exchange between you and your mom?
Yes.
Judge, I move to tender states 276 into evidence.
No objection. Admitted.
Judge, if I could have the screen again. So this was sent on in December of 2024. You said, is this you saying thank you, mother?
That's me.
You said, thank you, mother. Geez, wowzers, I love you. I will keep you updated with what happens with the job. Love you, right?
Still me, yes.
And then she says, spend wisely. I want you to relax. You are wonderful, smart, handsome, the best and kindest human being I know. David thinks so highly of you. He is always available to talk, correct?
This is correct, yeah.
And then you said, I am, mother. I love you. Thank you. Thankful you have David in your life, correct?
Correct.
Can you think of anything else? I think I don't have any other questions.
No further questions.
Thank you for your testimony. You remain in the gallery. Thank you. You're excused.
And how do you know Suzanne Mericle?
She's my mom.
I want to sort of jump right into it, okay?
Okay.
And talk to you about the first time that you ever met Mr. David Barron,
Okay.
okay? Do you remember where you were when that happened?
I was in Birmingham, Alabama. That is where I currently reside.
Okay. How long have you been living in Birmingham?
About 2 years, 2.5.
Okay.
I went to Auburn University, and then I moved to Birmingham.
Okay. Was this the first time your mom had ever been to Birmingham?
It is not.
But was this the first time, I guess, your mom and Mr. Barron had ever been to Birmingham?
Correct.
Also served as the first time that you're meeting Mr. Barron, at least in person?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Let's just talk generally, and then we'll sort of get a little bit more into the specifics. What was the plan that weekend?
The plan was for my mom and David to come to Birmingham and for us to meet, go to dinner. I think we went furniture shopping, just to hang out and just get to know one another.
Do you remember, did they come in on a Thursday, Friday, Saturday? When did they come in?
Friday.
Friday, okay. And were they staying with you or somewhere else?
They were staying in a hotel.
Okay. A hotel in Birmingham?
Yes, sir.
The first time that you actually lay eyes on Mr. Barron, is this at your house, the hotel, somewhere else?
It's at a restaurant called Batola in Birmingham.
Batola?
Yes.
Okay. Was there any particular reason to go to that restaurant, or?
It's one of my boyfriend and I's favorite restaurants, so
Gotcha.
that's where we chose.
Okay. So it's the two of you that travel from your house to the restaurant?
Yes, sir. We Ubered.
Okay. And then, obviously, your mom and Mr. Barron arrive.
Yes.
Was there anything remarkable that stood out to you in sort of the initial, immediate interaction?
Yes.
What was that?
What my mom was wearing.
Can you describe for the jury in a little bit more detail about what that was?
Yes. It was a tight, almost bodycon dress, sleeveless, turtleneck, very snug on her body.
Okay. Why did this stand out to you?
Because that is not something my mom would ever wear.
Did you get an understanding about where that dress came from?
Yes. She said, because I asked, "What are you wearing?" And she said, "David bought it for me. Don't you like it?" And I replied, "No." And then she said, "Oh." And that's
Have you
kind
ever
of,
seen your mom wear anything like
I
that?
have not. It was very shocking.
How many social occasions, parties, graduations, dinners, family gatherings, holidays do you think that you've spent with your mother where she had an opportunity or an occasion to dress up?
Well, I've spent every Christmas with her, so 24, 23 Christmases, 24 birthdays,
Dinners?
dinners. We went to a lot, especially in college. There's a lot of options, or many times that she could have.
And this is the first time that you've ever seen her in a piece of clothing like this?
Correct.
How was dinner?
Dinner was fine.
Okay.
It was just dinner.
Seemed like everybody had a good time. About how long do you think that you were at the restaurant with everybody?
Maybe like 2-ish hours.
Okay. Walk the jury through sort of the end of the night, the bill's coming, the bill is being paid, what's going on sort of in this moment in time.
So the bill is being paid. My mom paid the bill, which I thought was odd. And then my boyfriend and I, like I said, we Ubered, and my mom and David drove. And I asked my mom if she could Uber, or if she could drive us back to my house, which was 10-ish minutes away from the restaurant. And she first said yes, and then said no after, and said, David said no.
So how far was your house from the restaurant?
10-ish minutes, give or take.
Do you remember where they were staying in Birmingham, the hotel?
I believe it was in downtown Birmingham hotel.
So do you remember the area that they were staying in?
Yes, sir.
Okay. To get from the restaurant to your house, how much of an inconvenience or out of the way would that have been?
Maybe like 5 minutes out of the way.
And I think I heard, so your mom had indicated, sure, we'll drive you, right?
Yes,
Okay. But David wouldn't let her.
correct.
When was the next time Mr. Barron and your mom visited Birmingham?
Thanksgiving, which was my birthday,
Thanksgiving in what year?
2024.
Okay. So your birthday in the year 2024, did it fall on
It
Thanksgiving?
fell on Thanksgiving Day.
When did they get to Birmingham for this trip?
Like 6 p.m. on Thanksgiving Day.
Okay. And what did you guys do for,
We went out to a restaurant to eat Thanksgiving food and celebrate my birthday.
okay. Were there any other plans to celebrate your birthday this weekend or this Thanksgiving holiday?
Yes, we had a birthday celebration at my house that following Friday, and they were coming.
This was being hosted at your house?
Yes, sir.
And who all was invited? Who all attended?
All of my family and friends, my family that were in town, like my brother and my mom, and all my friends that live in Birmingham. And I shared that party with one of my other friends, and her parents were also invited.
Were these friends that you had made when you were growing up in St. Simons, going to school at Auburn, moving to Birmingham? Where are these friends coming from?
A mixture of college and Birmingham.
talk to me a little bit about, just in general, how your mom would be in a setting with you and your friends.
She was always involved in their life, wanted to know what was up, what was going on. She was very friendly with all my friends. They all loved when she came to town.
Okay, what would happen when she came to town?
She would always take us to dinner, and then we would always just hang out. It was,
Did it seem like she was sort of invested in what was going on in their lives?
absolutely.
And would she come to town sort of regularly?
Yes,
Did it seem like she was invested to the point where she would make it a point to sort of ask for updates
absolutely.
based on the last time she had seen?
Yes,
Okay. So this was not just, your mom, not just somebody who sort of kept to themselves?
correct. She never kept, she just wanted to know what my friends were up to, what was going on in their lives. She was like a second mother to a lot of them.
This birthday party that you threw or was hosted for you in the Friday after Thanksgiving 2024,
Correct,
your mom and Mr. Barron were there.
correct.
What stands out to you as maybe out of the ordinary or odd about that birthday party?
They stayed in the living room the entire time, which was very odd. I live in an old house in Birmingham where it's separated by walls, so it's not an open floor plan. And
Not a
so,
house where like kitchen leads into dining room.
Correct.
and the living room. leads
Correct.
into the laundry room.
if you're in the kitchen, you're not going to see who's in the living room. And if you're in the living room, you're not going to see who's in the dining room or wherever.
What was unusual about your mom just sort of staying in one room?
She stayed there and sat there with David and didn't mingle upon my friends and I.
Is that the first time you'd ever seen your mom behave in that way in a social setting with your friends?
Yes.
Now, did you ever have an opportunity to travel to 4238 Bay Ridge Drive?
I did.
Okay. When was that?
Christmas, I believe it was the day before Christmas Eve,
Of,
2024.
okay. How'd that trip go?
It was not great, if I'm being honest.
When you say it's not great, what is it about that trip that makes you feel like it wasn't great?
It was awkward. David was highly intoxicated the entire time, fell asleep at the table while we were playing a board game, then proceeded to get up, fill his cup some more.
Was this the first time that all three siblings had been together with your mom, spending time with her and Mr. Barron?
Yes.
How long were you supposed to stay?
We were going to leave on Christmas Day, mid-afternoon,
Okay.
to go visit my boyfriend's family.
Gotcha. Okay. The next time that you saw your mom and Mr. Barron after the Christmas trip was where?
On St. Simon's Island, where I'm from, and it was for New Year's Eve.
Okay. When did you get down to St. Simon? Because if you were in Gainesville for Christmas,
And then we traveled back to Birmingham. And then my friend group from Birmingham, we all went to St. Simon's for New Year's Eve. And we arrived, I believe it was the 28th of December.
okay. So you guys get down there on the 28th,
Correct.
December 28th of 2024
24.
is when you guys arrived. Mm-hmm. When were your mom and Mr. Barron get down there?
I saw them the night of the 30th.
Okay. So you get down there again on December 28th of 2024. And then less than 48 hours later, you see Mr. Barron and your mom on St. Simon's Island.
Correct.
And was the purpose of that trip so that they could spend New Year's Eve together?
Correct.
How often did you text with your mom?
Every day. Multiple times a day.
Was it just sort of like a running conversation?
Mostly, yes. She always texts me good morning and good night every single day.
Did it matter whether you were at school at Auburn, working in Birmingham, traveling,
It did not matter. No matter what,
texting
I was going to hear from my mom
every day?
every day. Am I allowed to drink one of these waters?
You are.
Thank you.
I'm going to hand you some documents. Take your time, okay? Go through them, all of them. Let me know when you're done. You recognize what's in these documents?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What's in these documents?
Messages between my mom and I.
These messages starting on March 6th of 2025, going into March 7th of 2025?
Yes, sir.
And do these truly and accurately reflect the conversation you had via text with your mother on those dates?
Yes, they do.
Judge, at this time, I would move to admit Defendant's Exhibit 75.
Judge, I haven't been objecting to any of the evidence, but these I genuinely don't see how they're relevant. So I would object as to relevance of these messages.
And Judge, these go they're relevant because they establish a timeline on the day that Miss Mericle is traveling from St. Simons to 4238 Bay Ridge Drive for the last time, and then on the March 7th, which we all know is the day that leads into the early morning hours of March 8th.
Overruled for purposes of relevance. I'll take objections as they come if there's anything else, but it's admitted.
Thank you, Judge. And if I could have the Elmo for one last time. Okay. On March 7th, 2025, at 10:46 in the morning, what do you text your mom?
My ear hurts so bad.
And you follow that up with what?
What do I do?
What was your mom's advice?
To go to the urgent care, and she asked if I had an ENT.
And you tell her,
I really don't want to go to the urgent care.
because
$50 copay. Wild. She says, haha,
and then asks,
where are you? To make sure that I went.
what do you tell her?
Would have been 100 at urgent care. Because I ended up going to my PCP.
Tell you.
Adulting is hard.
I think this is what you're talking about, telling her that.
At my general doctor. She replies, good. And I said, more like adulting sucks. Not hard.
And it looks like, did your doctor call you in anything?
She called me an amoxicillin. I could have saved $50 if you would have done that.
And that's at 12:54 PM on March 7th, 2025? She then reaches out to you. Can you see what time she reached out to you?
Did it say 6:43 or 4:06?
There you go.
Oh, 4:06 and 43 seconds, maybe.
She asks you how your ear is,
Correct.
and you tell her,
Hurts. Very bad. And she replies, I am sorry. Do you have Tylenol and ibuprofen? Do you have a heating pad? And I say, I've been doing all of that. She says, it's probably going to take 24 hours. How many antibiotics have you taken? I said, 1. She said, take another. I replied, okay. She said, take 4 today. I said, wow. She said, that is not a lot. Take a nap. It'll make you feel better. I said, it told me to take 1 every 7 hours. And I said, I'm working. I cannot nap. She says, is it amoxicillin 500 milligram? And I said, let me check. I hope so, because I did what you told me.
is that in reference to taking more?
Taking more. And she said, did you decide to go out for dinner with your friends?
What time does she text you asking about going out to dinner with your friends?
8:29 p.m. Yes, I'm here. Still in pain. trying not to think about it. When is the last time you took Tylenol, Advil? An hour ago. Are you taking the Advil and the Tylenol together? No. I just have Advil. No Tylenol. She says, do you have Tylenol extra strength, 500 milligram?
What time is that message at?
8:55 p.m.
On March 7th, 2025?
Correct. I replied, no. Stop and get some Tylenol extra strength. Maybe someone there has it, and every 6 hours you take 2 Tylenol, 500 milligram, and 2 Advil, 200 milligram, 4 tabs at once, and it'll make you feel better. I replied, okay. She says, love you. I said, love you more.
And she sends you a message not about medication. What time does she send you this message?
At 9:07 p.m.
And what does she ask?
Have you decorated for Easter yet? Do you have things? I replied, I have a few bunnies, but want to get some more. Trying not to spend money right now so I can pay off my credit card bill. She replied, me too. I think that was referencing the bunnies part. I don't know what it was referencing. She said, I sent you 2 of these, and it was 2 wicker bunnies.
And what time does she tell you she's sending you those?
9:29 p.m. on March 7th. And I replied, OMG, I love those.
And then you send her this last message when?
March 8th, 2025 at 2:16 p.m.
Had you heard from your mom that day, March 8th, 2025?
I had not.
And was that unusual?
It was.
Was this message sort of sent out of concern?
Yes.
Those are my questions. Thank you.
Thank you.
No questions.
Thank you for your testimony. You remain in the gallery.
Thank you.